Live from the Bob Levy Broadcast Center, overlooking the Toms River, it's time to get up, get out, do something. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. Be a part of the show, 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Hey, welcome back. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin, 7:08, Monday, June 20th, 66 degrees. Get up to 83 today. WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. News Talk Radio, streaming live on the Radio Pop app and WOBMAM.com. 732-505-1160. Join the conversation. We are now talking to Pam Ward, Managing Director of the Algonquin Arts Theater in Manasquan. So, Pam, good morning, first of all.
Good morning.
So, I have to tell you, every time I do my Facebook post, right? Because I do a little Facebook post every morning, and you know, oftentimes because of who we speak to, we're talking to someone in the theater. Every time I have to look up the appropriate spelling of the word theater.
Yes.
Yeah. So how do you do you know? Can you explain to me the difference between the RE and the ER? Any idea?
Yes, actually.
Nice.
It is essentially the American spelling versus the British spelling.
Gotcha.
So ER obviously is the American spelling, very straightforward and kind of plain spoken.
Right.
But if you go backwards in time, the RE refers to a more of a British approach to the theater.
Gotcha.
So it's
more sophisticated?
Sophisticated. That's
right.
a really good word. I was thinking pretentious.
Pretentious,
but,
phony, those other words. Yeah, but no.
But sophisticated is a little bit better. It's not really pretentious. It's just sort of a hearkening back to the roots of American theater, which is British theater.
Right, because I know the Basie is an RE and the Algonquin is an RE. Mm-hmm. So I just, but then I read everywhere that anyway. Thank you. Thank you for clearing that up for me. I feel better about it. We're off to a good start now, Pam. Let me ask
great.
One other question for you. Last time you were on with us.
Yes.
I think that was via telephone, right?
Yes, it was.
So what was the impetus for getting you to get up, get out, and do something here in Toms River this morning?
A 1 hour time difference.
Is that it? So the 6 a.m. you weren't feeling, right?
Well, I live an hour and a half south.
Oof.
So the idea of jumping out of bed at 3:30 in the morning and driving here to be here by 6 was out of the question. But 7 o'clock is not so bad.
Even with Uncle Dude's Donuts right downstairs?
You know what?
Didn't do it for you, huh?
No, because I have to drink like a gallon of coffee before I dare to get in a car and drive. And, anything else would be endangering the lives of other New Jerseyans. And
I understand. Well, and so I guess you could definitely speak to the rest stops between your house and here. Anyway, moving right along, why don't you give us a quick overview of the Algonquin for us once again, for those who do not know?
The Algonquin Arts Theater is a theater that has actually been a live performance venue since 1992. The building itself has been there since 1938, and it's sort of a fixture in the history of downtown Manasquan. It is a performing arts center that produces live theater, but we also do a lot of presenting of concert acts, of dance companies, and occasionally of other theater companies as well. They'll come in and we'll either present them or we'll do co-productions with them. We do 8 to 9 fully staged shows per year, and generally around 10 to 15 concerts, and we try to do 2 or 3 dance companies per year so that we are sort of fully rounding out what we're offering to the community. We also do a small amount of film. We tend to work with film festivals like the Garden State Film Festivals or Asbury Shorts or any of the independent filmmakers. And occasionally we do first and second run films, including every Halloween we do the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Of course, Rocky Horror.
Can't live without that.
And I assume everybody comes in full regalia.
Oh, yes, they do.
Yeah.
It's quite an experience for all parties concerned.
How's crowd control for those events, out of curiosity?
We have a very mellow crowd.
Yeah,
they're generally not too crazy, but no matter what happens, if you have water guns in the theater, the results are never good.
Right. That's true. It's funny. You said to me, you said that you always feel like there's some kind of superhero theme going on.
Yes.
Here.
What is that?
Well, listen, I do. I personally like to put things into terms that people can understand, and often I turn to superheroes, television, or dry cereal. I find those are very accessible items.
Okay.
Yeah. Nowhere to go with that. But
no.
But I do want to tell you that I also typically I do use a Rocky Horror line all the time as part of my tease. And I always say, you should be looking forward to this with eager anticipation, right?
Yes.
And I actually had someone on Friday finish the word for me, like he was getting a little bit antsy that I didn't know the rest of the word.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, uncomfortable, right?
Well, it's really important to know these sort of legendary cultural references.
Right.
So,
Absolutely, Pam. So now you've been at the Algonquin for how long now?
Since last January, almost 18 months.
All right. So, and how do you feel? Like you feel good? Like you feel like things you've made an impact? Like you feel like things are the best they've ever been?
Well, it's hard to judge when you've only been there for 18 months.
Right.
I'd like to think that we are at a point now where you're in a constant process of getting better and better and better and better and better.
Right.
And always making whatever adjustments you need to make to whatever the external environment is. We have the things that we do within the theater, but things are always changing around us. So we want to make sure that we're always keeping up with that, and we're always evolving to meet any of the challenges that are coming up. Sometimes due to things that, decisions that we're making with shows or with presenting, and sometimes because of external events, economic environment or, just what's popular at a given time. So I think we've gotten very agile, and we're able to change and make any adjustments that we need to meet any challenges that come up.
Yeah. So I guess 18 months ago when you started, you probably started at a time when the theater in general, I'm not talking the Algonquin, but I mean theater in general was on a somewhat of a downturn. I think because of the economy, because when you look at what can be sacrificed on some level to continue to pay bills, theater kind of was one of those things that had fallen, especially when we look at Broadway and things like that. But now, I think certainly since Hamilton,
yes.
has that helped? Has there been a trickle down at all to the Algonquin from something so incredibly successful like Hamilton?
Well, absolutely. We live in a society that is much more media driven. People's, sort of mass consumption of entertainment tends to be television, tends to be film, and tends to be online. But the other thing that has been happening slowly but surely is people are acknowledging that the problematic aspect of media is mostly that it's an individual pursuit. And theater, of course, is a completely different experience than that. It's a one-to-one experience that particularly a lot of young people haven't had. They don't attend live performance.
Right.
It's not, it's not mass consumption. But then all of the sudden, you have this really explosive, accessible, relevant piece that is, created in a form that a lot of younger audiences understand, which is a rap hip hop form, and they're having this experience for the first time versus maybe older theater goers who have had this experience for generation upon generation. So it just brings sort of a whole new relevance to the idea of the importance of the audience in theater,
right.
Because a film is a film whether an audience is watching it or not. Theater is rehearsal without an audience. So the audience is actually a part of that entire experience. It is absolutely a living, breathing part of the performance. And, for people that have never had that experience to suddenly have it, it's like, wow, it's like work. I mean, you have to be there. You have to be engaged. You have to suspend disbelief. So it's a really... It's a different way of approaching entertainment, a much more participatory way.
That's very cool. Well, I'll tell you, listen, I mean, so the Algonquin doing a great job in Manasquan, beautiful downtown Manasquan.
Yes.
Just had a fantastic gala.
Yes, we did.
Right, which I was very fortunate to be in attendance for, honoring some great honorees, great dinner, great show, and really kind of reminding us what that experience is all about. So when we come back, Pam, let's make sure that let's talk about what the summer season has in store for us. Can we do that?
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Pam Ward, Managing Director, Algonquin Arts Theater, RE, when we Come back. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. Welcome back. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin here with Pam Ward, Managing Director of the Algonquin Arts Theater in Manasquan, New Jersey. And I am looking at your summer calendar.
Yes.
And listen, I cannot help. I can't take my eyes off of Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh, one of my absolute favorites of all time.
So cool. August 12th through the 21st. Now, tell me again. This is local folks. This is a local theater group in essence.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And as an example, I know when I went, I forget now what it was that I saw, but the lead was like the drama teacher at Brick at Brick Memorial or Brick High School, whatever it was.
Yes.
So is that this is the same kind of thing, right?
Yes. And we actually have a real mixture because what we try to do as much as possible, because so much of our programming is oriented towards education, is we try to really mix it up with every show of, having sometimes Broadway professionals, local professionals, pre-professionals, hobbyists, students, all different types of actors, designers, and directors working on each of the shows so that it really becomes an educational experience for everyone. For Little Shop, particularly, all of our actors are regional actors from here in New Jersey, and they come from all over the place. Sometimes there are people who are really local, who basically live next door, and sometimes they're coming from different areas of the state.
Very cool. So, besides Little Shop of Horrors, what are the events of the summer that are can't miss at the Algonquin?
Well, for the grown-ups, the first thing that we are kicking off our summer season with is G-Love, and that is as in G-Love and special sauce. But we're going to have Garrett solo acoustic, and that is on July 2nd. That's generally a sellout concert for us. And for anybody that's not familiar with him, he's a blues rocker, and he's really tremendous. We'll also have visual artist Jay Alders is going to be joining us on that day with a pop-up gallery. And that's generally a terrific show. There's a beer garden prior to the show outside in our courtyard. And for anybody who's been in downtown Manasquan, when the weather is nice, there's nothing better than hanging out, behind the theater, having a couple of drinks, and then going in and seeing G-Love. So that's generally a really, really big night for us. And then after that, starting on July 16th, we have the Little Mermaid. And one of the reasons Little Mermaid is such a central event for us this summer is that it's featuring, as I just talked about, our Algonquin Youth Ensemble. And these are all students who have come through our education programs. And once they reach a certain level of performance, then they're incorporated into the youth ensemble and they become the central focused actors of a particular title. So Little Mermaid is the one that is going to be featuring our young actors.
Very cool. When we come back, Pam, we're going to talk about what else we could look forward to this summer. But you're going to also have to help me because I've suddenly become super upset about something that I've seen on your calendar.
Okay, super upset?
Yeah, really upset. And
okay.
it's I really can't talk about it.
I'm so sorry.
Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. We'll be back after this.
Live from Town Square Towers at the heart of the Jersey Shore. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. Get up, get out, do something. Join the conversation. 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Hey, welcome back. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin, 734, Monday, June 20th, 66 degrees, heading up to 83 today. WOBMAM 1160 and 1310. News Talk Radio, streaming live on the radio, pop app, and WOBMAM.com. 732-505-1160. We're joined by Pam Ward, Managing Director of the Algonquin Arts Theater. And so I've been trying to fight through my distress because I'm super sad.
Okay.
I was flipping through your schedule and my emotions were toyed with because
Come on, dude.
I was excited.
Spit it out.
I was excited to see Elf,
yes,
the musical, playing in December, and then I was sad to see that it says grades 1 and up. And so I have questions of my own maturity level. And then I have questions maybe about some of the decision making of the good folks at the Algonquin. So who better to talk to than you, Pam? Talk to me.
Absolutely. Well, Jeremy, I don't want you to feel bad.
Okay.
You can attend
Yes.
We will not judge you. But you can bring, a whole classroom full of first graders with you if you would like, and they will have an equally good time. So, this is something that's designed to be, a family event. But if you choose to come in all on your own just to enjoy Elf because you like it, like I said, we won't tell anybody, and we certainly won't judge.
I appreciate that, Pam. I do appreciate. It made me feel a little better.
Good. I'm so happy to hear that.
Okay. Why don't you finish off? What else do we have going on this summer that I should pay attention to?
Well, our the focal point are our two big shows, which is Little Mermaid and Little Shop of Horrors. But we also have a couple of concerts. One is at the end of August called Carpenters Remembered, and that's on the 27th of August. It's a retrospective of the music of the group The Carpenters. And on the next day, on the 28th, we have a concert called Duets, which features one of our local celebrities, Chris Pinella, and another vocalist, Chloe Lowry. And it is primarily a jazz-oriented concert of, male and female voices and across a range of different musical genres. They'll be presenting a number of different songs, which really run the gamut from older jazz to newer jazz to rhythm and blues and a little bit of funk and rock and roll. So it'll be a really, really interesting lineup. And then many of the other shows we're featuring this summer are really focused on our education program. We have a really extensive performing arts academy in the summertime. So there are lots of classes for young people. But we also have our Algonquin Jazz Ensemble, which is a youth ensemble of young jazz musicians who get together and perform a tremendous array of big band jazz. And this is one of our most popular offerings in the summertime. They will be presenting, their concert will actually be presented on the 3rd of August on the main stage. We'll be featuring them. And I really recommend that people come out to see it. They're really tremendous. The kids are really an amazing group of musicians. And then we also have our Shore Dance program. And Shore Dance, again, features students working with professional dancers to create a performance piece. And Shore Dance will have its main stage presentation on August 26th, which is Friday evening.
Very nice. Sounds like a full slate.
It is an amazingly full slate. And it's actually really interesting that the theater is never empty. No matter what time you come in, no matter what time you leave, there's always a group of people doing something in the building in the summertime. It's an insane amount of activity, and it's really exciting. It's really energizing.
Very cool. I'd like you to know that on social media, you've gotten props for telling me to spit it out. I just want to let you know that that it was like a Billy Madison moment. It was a Billy Madison moment where he goes today, Junior. Anyway, it's time to give you your Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin Magic Wand summer style, because this is your second Magic Wand. It's rare that people get two Magic Wands in their lives. But,
I feel very honored.
You, Pam, you should be honored because you came up with a good answer, not only for why the R is before the E in theater, and also why grades 1 and up for Elf. So we give you a second Magic Wand, a second bite of the apple. So what are you doing with it?
Oh, boy. My Magic Wand for summer. I have lived most of my life on the Jersey Shore. And when I wasn't living on the Jersey Shore, I was near some beach. So I have always had the experience of people coming to the shore in the summertime to enjoy the beach, to enjoy the sun, to enjoy the water, to enjoy all of the features of life in a seaside town. I would like to wave my magic wand and add to that all of the tourists who come to visit us, all the people who are coming down to the shore this summer, will not only enjoy that experience, but will also enjoy the wonderful cultural arts experience that they can have down here, whether they're going to see live music in any one of our terrific live music venues, coming to see theater either at Algonquin or at Count Basie or any one of the tremendous theaters that surround us, but that people who are visiting the shore will also add the cultural arts component to what they're enjoying on their summer vacations. I think it's a great opportunity for them to, expand all of the different things that they can do here at the shore, and it's a great opportunity for us as arts organizations to serve them.
Awesome. Very good. Pam, why don't you give us, the propaganda piece? So website, Facebook, how do they get in touch? Where do they learn more? Blah, blah, blah.
Well, the best place and the most sort of comprehensive place to learn about everything, whether it's the shows or it's our education programs, is at algonquinarts.org. And that'll bring you to the splash page, and you'll see all of the shows lined up. You'll see all different drop-down menus for education, for how to get involved if you're maybe interested in coming out for an audition or you want to volunteer or something, anything related to the theater. The best place to start is always at the website. If you want to get in touch with our box office, you can either do that online right through the website, or you can give us a call. The Algonquin box office is 732-528-9211, and any one of our wonderful box office staff will be happy to help you with anything that you'd like to know. And you can visit us. Please like us on Facebook and just look for Algonquin Arts, and you'll find us. A lot of things that we do, we tend to blast out through Facebook, and our following has actually gotten pretty large, and we're excited about that because that seems to speak to attracting a younger audience, which is always exciting when we get the young people in and interested in live theater.
Very cool. Pam Ward, Algonquin Arts, Managing Director, thank you so much for taking the trek in this morning and actually sitting in the studio with me.
Oh, no problem. Very exciting morning. Very exciting.
Great job. I can't wait to see you at Little Shop of Horrors and Elf.
Okay.
Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. Back after this.